Very warm welcome to the session. In this session, you will be learning about how to design a simple brackets. Let's see one by one. First, let's start with a simple L bracket. A L bracket looks so. Before designing any component, we have to check about how the component will be manufactured. The way we build in CAD may vary, but in reality, how it is going to be prepared. So this L bracket, so let me put the isometric view. So just a bracket. This can be made from sheet metal. If it is sheet metal, we can take a blank and we can make a one single 90-degree bend and we will get it. Assume that this is not going to be made up of sheet metal, and then we can go with two pieces of this and piece 1 and piece 2, 1 and 2, and we can weld it. And what happens when we check about the strength of this bracket may fail in the strength. If you want to add strength, we have to add stiffener. So the stiffener comes in place. So again, if it is pieces, we can add one triangle piece and we can weld it. Assume that if it is made up of sheet metal, the shape will be something like, so this, just I make it a front view of this. So we'll be having, when we see from the side, the drawing will look like this. Same bracket, if you are making in sheet metal, the side view looks similar, but when you see the front view, and when we take a section of this, we'll find assume that this is the section cut or section. So there is no material here, and in this case the material is full. So this design can be made in all three workbenches. We can make it in part design, we can make it in shape, and even we can make it in sheet metal also. Only this may not be possible in sheet metal, because we can do it, but we can do it as a we can do this design in all the three workbenches: part design, shape design and sheet metal design. Let's see one by one how to make this L bracket in CATIA V5. Let's start CATIA. Start menu, mechanical design, part design. Let's start with part design. Let's put the name L bracket. So click OK. So we have to start with the sketch. Let's go to Sketcher workbench, select the Sketcher icon, select the, see, before choosing the plane, just keep in mind how we are going to represent, how it will look in the isometric. Based on that, we have to select our primary plane, and the sketch has to be appropriately. So in this case, we'll take ZY is our sketch support. Select this and let's draw a simple L and make a pad. So we'll go with profile. So let's have a vertical line and horizontal line. Now let's give the dimension. We'll go with appropriate, it's 50. Let's make 50, and this vertical line, make it 50. So either we can have with the open profile or we can close this also. Anyway, the system allows us to add material with the open profile. Exit the workbench, select the pad command. So the system gives warning, we have to use the thick option because the profile is open. So always better to read what is the message you are getting. Is this warning message or error message? Based on that, we can take the action. So in this message, it's very clear. We have to use the thick because the profile is open. click yes. So let's choose the thick option, and we'll go with, in this case, let's use the mirror extent. Let me tell you why we are using mirror extent, and we'll make it 25 and preview. So we'll go with 2 mm and then preview. So the material is added inside the profile or outside the profile. It's went inside. It's okay for us. Let's click OK. Now this is the simple L bracket. Now how to add stiffener? So we can use stiffener command in the dress up features. So before using stiffener, we should have a profile. So let's create a simple sketch. Select the sketcher workbench, select the sketch support, because here we want the stiffener in the middle of the L bracket. So that's why we have used mirror extent. So we'll have the axis system that can be used for stiffener creation. Just select the ZY for the sketch support. We can just draw a simple line. So let's draw a line. So if you want to control the angle, we can control the angle from horizontal axis. So let's put 45 degree. Let's keep 45. And if you want to control the width, how it is, so it is better to excuse me. So let's go with 25 and then vertical. And if we give the length of the line, it will be fully constrained. So now let's exit the workbench. I just given dimensions appropriately. Exit. And now let's use stiffener command. So stiffener command will be in the solid combine. When you pull down the solid combine, so we have the stiffener inside it. So there are some features or some options are inside the other features. If you don't find anything on the screen, so we can directly go insert. So you'll find all the features here. So you can check one by one what you are looking, is it available. So in this case, we know that stiffener is under the sketch based features. You can just click, or if you want to know other items, you can just click one by one. You will find it, any option missing on the tool. Let's use the sketch based features, stiffener. Under stiffener, we have two modes, from side and from top. We know what is the function of from side. For this example, from side is the appropriate or the right one. Select the profile and we can control the thickness. Since the sheet thickness is 2 mm, we'll also use 2 and then preview. So neutral fiber is enabled from the axis or from the profile. It added 1 mm, 1 mm either side, and then click OK. So this is the simple L bracket, and it's always better to use the fillets and wherever the sharp edges comes. So let's apply the fillets. Let's go to the dress up feature. So while giving fillet in the sheet metal component, we have to be careful about the inner and outer fillets. So there is a principle behind it. So assume that we'll make it round or even value. We'll keep 4 mm and click OK. So if it is 4 mm outside, the material expands outside the edges and the material has contraction in the inside. It means if it is 4, it has to be 4 minus 2. 2 is the thick, then we'll get the 2 mm inner radius. So let's choose the, we can use, let's preview. So let's change the radius to 2 mm. So you can find the fillet is, now if you measure the distance between these two fillets, it should be same as the wall thickness. So for that we have to be careful. The inner radius and the outer radius, always it should be minimum one times of thickness, or it should be more than 1 times of thickness is always preferred. And ensure that the corners are dressed up with fillet or chamfer. Let's go with one fillet, we'll go with bottom fillet, and then chamfer will try. So select the edges. So 2 mm is very less, we'll make it 5. Preview. So this is always for safety, and let's apply the chamfer on the top edges. Let's go with length and length. So we'll have 5 into 5. Preview. This is just for example. I have applied one side fillet and the other side chamfer. So you can decide based on the design what you want. Do you want to apply fillet or chamfer? Both of the dress up features usage is safety purpose. That's it, nothing else. Now this is all about creating a simple L bracket in part design.